So the majority of people are stuck in what I would call the company-centered rat race. Being stuck in the rat race basically means surrendering yourself to a relentless but especially meaningless job. And the thing about the rat race is that it is not necessarily a place. It is not your office cubicle. The rat race is a mentality. It is an attitude that you have towards work and your career. And this is how the company-centered rat race works. As soon as you're inserted into a company, you start playing the company's games. The rewards are the promotions, the salary, benefits, and all the trinkets that you get over the years, which do provide temporary highs, but in the long run, they don't actually matter that much. And it's not all bad. I mean, survival is definitely a thing, especially in these times, but just don't expect that you will get fulfillment that way. And there are actually 3 pitfalls of having a career that is company-centered. The first one is that over time, you experience a loss of meaning as well as interest. When you spend years and years in a company, working at your laptop, at things that you don't care in the least about, that work, that noise will over time override all your interest and all your creativity. After a long day of work, when you return home, all you have left is the energy to just drop yourself on the couch and watch Netflix. What happens to all the interest and all the dreams that you had as a child of, let's say, exploring music making or game development or becoming a novelist? All of that gone. The second pitfall is a loss of impact. If you work in a large corporation, oftentimes, barring very few exceptions, your impact will be very minuscule or even non-existent sometimes. The effect of what you're doing is so tiny that at the end of the day, at the end of the week and years, if you ask yourself, what have I actually done these years except for collecting a paycheck, you can't really tell yourself what you've achieved. And here's also another way your impact is limited. The maximum speed at which you can operate and achieve things will always be dependent on other people because you're not the one who's calling all the shots unless you're the CEO. Even though you do a very great job, but if the other people don't pull their weight, you just can't move as fast and not make that big of an impact. The third pitfall of having what's called a company-centered career is wasted potential. Everyone, I really believe everyone has their own set of talents, but especially interest. I challenge you watching right now to write down in the comments 3 interests that you have that might differ from your friends or your colleagues. The same goes with skills. You likely want to develop a very different set of skills than, let's say, your siblings or your friends. But what the company-centered career does is that you mold all your skills and your knowledge to what the company needs. And what the company needs may not always be aligned with what you want to learn and how you want to develop yourself. So if for your entire life you work at a company with which you have no alignment in interest whatsoever, then at the end of your life you may be asking yourself, wasn't I actually really interested in interior design? How come I spend my entire life working in investment banking? So the big question, of course, is, if the company-centered career is a no-no, is there actually another choice? Luckily, the answer is yes. Instead of pursuing a company-centered career, I really encourage you to pursue what's called a purpose-centered career. So a career that is centered around your own purpose.